This episode of Living Well with Rentwell, we have the founders of the company on. It's myself and Mr. TJ Hock. And we are demystifying the questions that most commonly come up from one of the types of clients that we get quite a bit, which are the bigger pockets community. So we have offices in both Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and there's a lot of people in bigger pockets around the world, and there's a lot that reach out to us from those two markets. So we figured, why don't we just jump on here, record the answers to the most common questions that we get asked. So TJ's going to ask me the question. I'm going to do my best to be succinct with the answers. We've been in business now managing other people's real estate since 2009. We manage a little over 1,500 doors, so we're not a small mom and pop, but we're not some behemoth where you're just a number and just stuff slips through the cracks and it's just can become chaos at those sizes. We are what we feel to be in a sweet spot. We're fully staffed. We're what's called a vertically integrated asset management company. So that's a fancy word for we have our management company, we have our service company, which has actual W-2 employees, and then we have our investment division. And I think this year, TJ, you and I, our investment division will become the largest client of Rentwell with over 100 rental units.
100 rental units, yeah. Yeah, which is
exciting.
That was, and I would even say that we've been very purposeful about where the offices are located and coming back to like focusing on core operations and not having 100 market centers across the country providing okay service.
Yeah.
We're very focused right now. It's the state of Pennsylvania. It's kind of like the book Small Giants. If any of you out there have read that book, it's purposefully remaining, maybe I'll put in air quotes, smaller, but providing incredible service and not being seen as your commodity property management business. Like what can we do different? What can we do better? We like to think of ourselves as the Zappos of property management. So how can we provide wow service? How can we be different? And I'm really excited to be on here with this. I think this is the first time that you and I have actually done a show together.
It's our first one, my friend. And you raised some great points. At one time, we had 7 offices in, I think it was 4 or 5 states, and we sold them all to solid operators. So we took those books of business and we sold them to other operators that were more niche in those markets, and we honed in and doubled down. We kept our same corporate staff, and we doubled down on our existing 2 markets, which is Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. And now our efficiencies are much greater because we're only dealing with one state. We're only in 2 markets. There's, 20 sub-markets, which in each of those markets. And what we've also done is say, look, we're not student housing. Like, that's not our niche. We'll find another property manager to refer to. And we have a spectrum of about 9 different asset classes within just the residential space. So that's really where our bread and butter is the single family, the smaller multifamily. We do a little bit with mixed use, and it's 99% where people live, where they call it home, whether it's an efficiency at 300 square feet or it's a 6,000 square foot executive rental. Like, that's our niche. That's our sweet spot. That's a lot of what we own. Mm-hmm. And
that's
Little Giants
on Bigger Pockets, we're asked pretty often, well, what do you manage, right? What is the asset type? Do you do multifamily? Do you get into student rental? Are you just single family? So maybe we could answer that question, which you kind of already did, but